Welcome back settlers to Allied Moves. Today we are cracking the code on logging camps, sawmills and how to boost production with fish like a pro. Plus we are digging deep into carrier priorities. Who grabs what first and why? Let's optimize your settlement. Let's begin with the logging camp. Each camp stores up to 5 logs and supports 2 workers. These workers will always search for the closest tree to chop down. However, strategic placement is key to maximizing your production efficiency. Be smart when placing your logging camp. Build it close to the forest so your workers can easily access trees. It takes around 40 seconds for each worker to chop down a tree, plus 5 till 10 seconds walking back to the camp. If you place the camp too far from the forest, those extra walking seconds can add up quickly. You will see a number indicating the nearby trees, like the 24 inside the red circle here, or an infinite sign if there is a regrowing forest. Keep in mind, the second worker will only start working when the storage drops to 3 logs or fewer. If the storage is higher, the second worker will stay inside the camp and wait until there's space for more logs. Before we move on to the sawmill, let's talk about something very important: carrier timing. Once your logging camp has chopped down some trees, the carriers will transport the logs to the sawmill. If one carrier is already busy, the next available carrier will step in, even if he has to turn back on the road. To make this process as efficient as possible, keep your paths clear so carriers can move quickly between the logging camp and the sawmill. While the distance to the warehouse matters, the key is to ensure you have enough carriers. That way, the logs will always be delivered straight from the logging camp. So here is the magic tip: place the sawmill between the warehouse and the logging camp.
This one's tougher than I thought.
Now let's get back and talk about the sawmill. Once your logging camps have stored up some logs, the sawmill is where the magic happens. The sawmill processes the logs into planks, which are essential for further production in your settlement. The sawmill is essential for turning logs into planks. It produced 1 plank every 20 seconds, so it's vital to maintain a steady supply of logs coming from your logging camps. The sawmill can store up to 5 planks at a time, but here's the catch: if your carriers aren't picking up the planks regularly and delivering them to the warehouse, production will come to a stop. To keep the sawmill working smoothly, you need to maintain a constant flow of both logs and planks. Keep an eye on how many free carriers you have. If there aren't enough, production could slow down or even completely stop. Another crucial factor is building enough houses for your settlers. Without enough housing, you won't have enough carriers, which creates bottlenecks and slow down your general production. In one of my next videos, I will dive deeper into housing, how many houses you need and the most efficient way to build them. But before we dive in, there is an important thing you need to know. To work effectively, you will need 1 fish hut for every 2 fish signs on the map. And just like with everything else in the game, walking time plays a big role. Make sure your fish huts are placed close to your settlers' paths to avoid extra walking, keeping your production quick and smooth. Important tip: always boost your logging camps first and don't forget your stone production. I will talk about that in an upcoming video. If you have enough fish, you can then move on to boosting the sawmill. But remember, the priority order is stone, then logs and finally planks. Now let's talk about how to catch a fish. Just like the logging camp, it takes 40 seconds for a carrier to catch a fish. And just like with logging, walking time matters here too. Each worker spends 40 seconds fishing, plus 5 till 10 seconds walking to and from the sea. If you position your fish huts too far from the sea, your workers will waste time walking back and forth. Boosting with fish will double the output of your logging camp, sawmill and stone production. This is an effective way to increase the resources coming into your settlement. But remember, always make sure you have enough fish huts to maintain the boost without running out of fish. 2 fish signs, 1 fish hut.
A beautiful day.
Just one more.
So what's the best way to set everything up? Start by building your logging camps close to forest, so your workers don't have to walk too far to chop down trees. Also, place your sawmills near your logging camps to make sure the logs don't have far to travel. For your fish huts, put them near to the sea so your workers can quickly catch fish without wasting time walking. The closer your buildings are to the resources they need, the faster and smoother your production will be. The more well organized your setup, the quicker everything gets done. For the best ratio of resource production, don't forget, aim for 3 boosted logging camps and 2 sawmills, and make sure to boost only the logging camps. This setup maximizes your production while ensuring a steady flow of logs and planks. Thanks for watching Settlers, New Allies, Elite Moves. I hope this tutorial helps you build a more efficient settlement. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell for more tips and tutorials. Be sure to share your experience in the comments. Let me know how your settlement is growing. Happy building!